Is it such a bad thing to chop and change what you're doing online and jump from one thing to another? Well, we're going to find that out in this video, talking to Karen Oakley. She has gone from high-ticket affiliate marketing to low-ticket affiliate marketing, and let's hear her take on why she did what she did. Good morning and welcome back to the Flexible Income Club. Welcome, Karen. I'm so excited to have you here with us. I met you a few years ago online, and then we actually got to meet in person, and it was like amazing how we've carried through this connection. So would you like to introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so thanks for having me. I'm Karen. As you said, I'm also in the online space. And yeah, we met 3 years ago, didn't we, through our online businesses. And yeah, we've just continued to have this connection online. And I think that's one of the really beautiful things about online business, that you can connect with so many people and create friendships and like support each other. And yeah, so I've been in the online space for just coming up for 4 years now. I was a teacher previously, but was experiencing like a downturn in my health because of the stress and constantly being on like the hamster wheel and feeling like I was always being scrutinized, always having to do better, and just that constant pressure that comes with working for somebody else. So I decided to, well, it wasn't really a decision as such. I wanted to find a different way to live because I was stressed, and just kind of put it out to the universe and just said, look, please just show me a way. And I saw a post about online business and started to think about it and thought, oh, okay, that's something that I could do. I wouldn't have to work for anybody else. And here I am.
So when was that? Was that about 2021 or?
It was December 21. Yeah, almost exactly 4 years ago. Yeah.
Yes, it was about the same trajectory I had, like kind of also in 2021, like by June, July, like I started like having this notion that it's possible, like to do
Mm.
something online. I didn't even know about all this stuff before then.
Yeah. Yeah, I was the same. I mean, with everything that happened 5 years ago, we allowed to mention that because I was a teacher and I was teaching nursery age children, everybody else was doing Zooms online and I couldn't with my children because they're too young. You can't do that with like 3 year olds. I did like one a week for 5, 10 minutes and we did a bit of story time. But other than that, I didn't have to do very much because I couldn't actually work from home, and it gave me a taste of what life could actually be like. And I just thought, yeah, I want this. And I had thought previously it had probably been about 10 years where I'd wanted to do something else, but didn't know what, and thought, oh, maybe have my own business. And I looked into various things, and I've always been creative and crafty, crocheting, making cards. And I looked into that and I thought, I would have to make everything, buy all of the um, resources to make things with, and sell it. So I looked then at, maybe having like a kind of business where people could come in and I could teach them how to do crafts. But then again, I was going to have to pay for, a shop for people to come into, and it was all going to be my time and I would have to do everything. And I thought that might even be worse than the stress of teaching. So for 10 years, it had been kind of, there's got to be something else. There has to be something else. And then, yeah, I guess maybe I was just ready and it kind of popped up and I thought, oh, I'll give that a go. Why not?
Yes, yes. Because when you mentioned that, it's amazing how much we have in common. Because I was the same. Like I started making my own like hand creams, like body butter. It was actually because I couldn't find like a really nice body butter here in the Netherlands when we moved here. And then I was like, but it's so simple to make. So I started making my own, and then I had this idea of like I could sell them like on Etsy or something. But then when you like figure out like, okay, so body butter is not like a light thing. So then the shipping and stuff, and so you can only sell locally also basically in the own country. You can't like ship overseas or something.
Yeah.
It's like I quickly realized the limits. But then also like what you said about the like shop, like of like how teaching somebody crafts, because like I imagine that could be so much fun. Like you have this place where people can come and they can like make things, in the venue and have a coffee and stuff. But then it's like you have to be there every single day. You have to go there every day. Like if even if you might have something else going on, and it's like that is not appealing, is it?
No, there's a craft like studio, ceramic studio not far from here, and I used to go there, and I spoke to the lady about it because I was like, right, well, I could do something like this. She has people in and they paint pots and then she glazes them and whatnot. And I thought, oh, maybe I could do something like that. And when I spoke to her about it, she said she had to pay, I think it was 20,000 euros to just even start the business. And then she has to pay the rent on the property. And anytime she wants to open up, she has to be there. Then she has to do the accounts and all the other stuff. And I just thought,
Mm.
no,
Yeah, yeah,
um, that's like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire, isn't it? I just thought, no,
exactly.
I just want something where it's got to be easier. Life gets to be easy. You see, I saw other people having, just these lives that were just easier, more flow and more time to just be with family and relax and to just live rather than just working all the time. And I thought, no, I can't go into something where I just replace one with another.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, no, no, absolutely. So basically we've covered your background now and everything like that. But so tell us about life in Germany, like because you from UK originally, right? So you're also an
Yeah,
expat. So
yeah.
how is navigating life? What is life in Germany like as an expat?
Well, I actually came over here to work in a British Army school. So for many years, I was in like this English bubble over here. But then when I decided, look, I couldn't teach anymore and left, um, life really changed because I was in this community of English people, and I made the choice to step outside of that. And whilst I still, have a couple of friends who work at the British school, I'm not, they're so busy. Life takes you kind of in different directions, and I'm not really part of that community anymore. Even though I have friends and acquaintances who are, it's just not the same when you're not kind of immersed in it. So I went from being in this English community to just kind of being on my own. And I have been out here for many years, but because I was living mainly in the English community, I'd never, even though I'd tried sporadically to learn German, I'd never really, I'm not fluent. I can get by, I can understand a lot. So working, finding another job, even part-time or something here, or even um, like a work from home job within Germany, it wasn't an option. So that was why another reason why the online space for me well, it was kind of, yeah, it kind of pulled me. It was a pull because I thought, yeah, I'll get the community. So I don't, I don't really have community here, or not very much. I have a little bit. Um, but then that was kind of impacted even more by the fact that when I was, as I mentioned earlier, when I was teaching, I could feel that my health things weren't right. I knew they weren't right. I never felt 100% well. And I don't know if you've ever had that, when you've been working and you suddenly come to a holiday or you stop,
Hmm.
it's like your body goes, we don't need to do this anymore. And then you get ill and it catches up with you. Well, that's kind of
Yes.
what happened to me, even though it was already there. When I created this space, my body didn't need all the adrenaline and everything anymore.
Mm.
And I got chronic fatigue. I got diagnosed with chronic fatigue. And so I wasn't really able to, do a lot of mixing with other people anyway, because just even having a conversation with other people could be a little bit exhausting. Well, very
Mm.
exhausting. So, yeah, life changed quite a lot, but it's getting better. Health is getting better, and yeah, I'm finally finding my way. But living in a different country is it's not easy.
No.
As I know you know, it's not easy. You know, you yes, I can go back and see family. I was going to say friends and family, but
Mm.
the friends that I had when I was there, because you're not there,
Mm.
you don't have that point of contact. You do drift away from them.
Yes.
So yeah, I do get to go back and see family a few times a year. We're lucky in that it isn't so far away,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's definitely a challenge.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is absolutely. I mean, even when you think you have friendships that can stand the test of time, when you just don't have you first, like when you move away, you've lost that common something that you had in common almost in the
Mm,
first place. And then yes, like you say, lives just drift apart and everybody's busy with their own things. It's really, that is really hard. And that is also for me, like why this online space has been a lifesaver, also, especially back in 2021 when like we moved to the Netherlands in 2020, at the end of 2020. And so when we arrived here, nobody really wanted to be your friend. Like they were all suspicious of the new person kind of thing, you
mm,
know? But I mean, I must say the neighbors and everybody were very friendly, but there's a difference between friendly and friendship, right? You know,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, you people can be friendly to you all day long, but it doesn't mean you not lonely and have friendships.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So you moved like I did from high ticket affiliate marketing to low ticket affiliate marketing.
Mm,
We could call it that, right? What you're
yeah.
doing now. And what would you say was like the biggest shifts? Like first, what was the shift that got you to shift to go from high ticket to low ticket? And what do you find like, how do you feel about it now?
Okay, so the company that I was with high ticket affiliate marketing, I'm still with, but I'm not active at the moment. And the main reason that I came away and started something that was more low ticket was because I wasn't having any success. I wasn't having any success. I was trying everything, but I think what's happened when I joined, like 4 years ago, people's financial situations weren't the way that they are now. And there were more people who, would pay a little bit of a higher amount to start a business. And, the commission structure compensation plan was really good. But to benefit from that, you've got to bring people in. And I found that in the last few years, I think people's financial situation finances have got harder for a lot of people because cost of living, food, everything has just gone up. And so, okay, there are some people who first of all, there are some people who have the finances and want to go into high ticket as an extra way. Maybe they've got a really successful business and they want to add something on. But for the most people who start something like that, they have to, it's a risk. It is a risk. And some people will find a way out of no way and do that and take the risk. But I was seeing so many people who just weren't winning, people who were taking that risk and then still not improving the situation. And then, so again, I kind of went, universe, it shouldn't be this hard. And then I came across a way of like low ticket, and I never thought that I would go into something low ticket because obviously it's lower commissions. You have to
Mm,
make more. There's more sales or more referrals,
mm,
depending on what the business is. But depending on the commission structure, the compensation plan, if it's like the company that I'm with, you, you, yes, you get a commission when somebody joins, but that's like just the tip of the iceberg. The commissions stack. And that's what drew me, because it's not about selling products. It's literally just about referring people to a membership. And then you get a small amount of the membership. But, the more people join and people that join with you and people that join with people who join with you, it stacks. And when I saw what it's possible to create from just bringing in a few people yourself and then creating like this,
Snowball kind of
like a
effect.
snowball, yeah, like this snowball effect,
Mm.
it's actually amazing what you can create from such a low startup cost.
That is beautiful. And can I just add, like, maybe also what happened in 20, like, in the time that we joined, 2021 and everything like that, like, I find like maybe people were a bit more desperate to really find something that they could make money with online because like everybody was in this, pushed into this like online bubble.
Yeah.
And now that has kind of disappeared. Like, you don't have to do everything online anymore. And people like, I think also there seems to be so much more. I don't know if it's just because of the circles that we move in, but there seems to be so many more opportunities you can choose from. It's like overload of what
Mm.
works and like everybody's shouting like this is the best one, that's the best one. Like I think all of that adds up to the fact that like now it feels a bit more difficult than when we started.
Yeah. There are more opportunities out there. And I think there are more people as well who don't necessarily want a complete jump like we did. There are a lot of people who just want to, many people are actually happy with their jobs, strangely, but I don't plan ever going back to work for anybody else. But many people are happy, but it's just not paying the bills. And so they need something that doesn't take a lot of time that they can just do as an additional income.
Mm,
That's the beauty of this. If you want to start an additional income, you don't want to pay out thousands to start it.
mm,
If
yes.
it's going to be the be all and end all, then maybe. But if it's an additional income that is going to give you peace of mind and security, then
Mm,
for people who want to dip the toe in the water, for people who want to try it and see if they can do it too, then
mm,
I think, a low cost way of starting is more appealing for people like that.
yes, absolutely. And it does snowball very fast. Like I mean the it starts to cover its own costs quickly, doesn't it? How many
Yeah.
people do you need under you basically to cover your monthly cost?
Um, well, within the first month, well, basically, to start with, I brought two people in, and that covered my initial, that basically covered the cost of what I'd paid
Joining.
out initially, because there's like an initial cost, and then there's the monthly membership.
Mm,
I haven't actually worked out like to cover the monthly membership, but because I paid it all in 1 year, I
okay.
paid like a year's worth, but I've
Mm,
made that back within about 2 months. And now anything extra is extra and it's
mm,
starting to build up and gather momentum. I mean, it's important to say that it's not a get rich quick. I think that's the thing that puts
mm,
so many people off because people go, "Oh, I made 10,000 in my first month." And
mm.
yeah, it's possible, but it's not the norm.
Yes.
And but if you can find something that other people are succeeding in and you can see that their success is built over time, you know that it's possible for you as well. And that, yes,
Yes.
it starts off small, but then it builds and builds. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I saw that the other day. Like I saw a post on a Facebook group and somebody said like I made 15 TikTok videos and I didn't get one sign up. It's like 15 TikTok videos probably won't get you one sign up. If you consider that you probably have to make 3 videos a day, so there's probably only 5 days of videos, and to expect that you might get a sign up after that, like if you've never done anything else before and
Mhm.
you don't have like an audience who trusts you, like you need to stick at least like 3 to 6 months to even a year with something to get traction, right?
Yeah, you've got to be consistent and patient. I think that's one of the biggest things that I've learned, to just keep going. And I had a video on TikTok that got, I think it was about 40,000 views, and I had so many people reaching out, so many people asking. And from that video, I think I had quite a few people. I had about 50 who joined my Facebook group
Mm-hmm.
to have a look at the opportunity,
Yeah.
but so far one joined. So you have to just keep putting yourself out
Yeah.
there and
So I'm going to ask you two last questions just to round this up. So the first one is, how do you deal with the doubt of the feeling of, am I made for this? Am I cut out for this? Can I do this online income thing?
By mainly by looking at other people who've done it. You know, when you hear other people's stories, it's so easy to see people online who are having great success and think, oh, maybe they've got something that I haven't, but they started off in exactly the same place. And many of them who had what appears to be overnight success actually had years of trying something else before, just like I did in high ticket. And then they find the one that works for them. And then it just
Mm.
takes off. So you've just got to be willing to stick at it and just keep believing and having trust. And
That's
yeah,
gold right there, what you just said.
yeah,
Like, you see somebody's what looks like overnight success, but you don't see their failures before and all the things they've tried. And that's
yeah,
also maybe something we should normalize a bit, is like that it's okay to try different things. You have the shiny object syndrome thing on the one side where people go like, oh, don't like distract your energy. But on the other hand, it's also good to try different things to find the one
yeah,
that works for you. Yeah.
yeah. And there's nothing to stop people. I mean, I like to do one thing at a time, but there's nothing to stop people having a few income streams and seeing which one takes off for them, you know?
Mm, absolutely. And so, just to close this beautiful conversation off, what's the one thing that you wish you knew sooner about making money online?
Gosh, I suppose just that it's possible because for many years I didn't even consider it. And, you know, I've been in the online space for 4 years now. And previous to that, as I said, for about 10 years, I was thinking about, oh, you know, I wish there was something, I wish I could find a way to leave my job. Actually, even 10 years ago, there would have been if I'd have been open to it. And I think that's the thing. You just got to, you've got to stay open. You've got to be open to possibilities. And I think, yeah, many people who, this is something I see a lot actually. I'll try and say this quickly. Many people who come into something online, they're with a company and they're so focused on that company. No, this is it. This is amazing. And even if they're not having any success and they just stick to it because they want it to work so much. But actually, I did that for a while, but you have to stay open because something else could come along that might work better for you, that you're so blinkered on the thing that you're doing that you're not open to other opportunities.
Yes, yes. I
I
mean,
think,
it
yeah.
is admirable to be able to stick with one thing, but it's also kind of, you got to decide for yourself, when should you cut your losses and try something else.
Yeah, not to be so blinkered. I mean, as a teacher, I was so ingrained in the system. I thought the only way was to have a job. And I
Mm.
think that's what I wish I knew earlier, that there's so many different ways, so many, like you said, there are so many different opportunities,
Mm.
especially online, and they're open to anyone.
Absolutely. So if people want to reach out to you, Karen, and they want to know more about what you do, where can they get hold of you and how can they
Okay, so
find you?
I have a Facebook group, and anybody who's interested in having a look into the business, there are videos in the Facebook group from people who've been in the business, people who've had success, you know, for much longer than I have, and who explain it probably much better than I can. So if anybody's interested, so if anybody clicks on my link, just go join the group and just say that I invited you, and just come and take a look and see if
Yeah.
it's something you make an informed decision. That's the thing, isn't it? Have a look at the information, see if it's for you, and make an informed choice instead of just writing it off.
Yes, that's a good way to say it. Yes, yes. So you're mainly on Facebook, is it? Or is it
Yeah,
also? Okay. So that people can look for Karen Oakley on Facebook, get in touch with you,
yeah, yeah, or
or
yeah,
the direct to the Facebook group and
yeah,
just mention Karen Oakley.
yeah.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Karen. It was such a pleasure having you here and finally hearing your full story.
Yeah, cool. It was really nice to be interviewed by you and to have this chat. Yeah, it was lovely.
Thank you
Thank
very
you for
much.
having me.
You're welcome.